we've lost George. Hey, there he is. He's back. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the season finale, season review, call it what you like, of the Jonny Gooner All Cannon show. Might as well have one more show. Bore everyone to death about the Arsenal again. Why not? I have got three beautiful guests staring right at me. First, a very special welcome back to Ian, who's finally decided to join us again. How you doing, mate?
I'm very well, thank you very much, Brooksy. It's great to be back on. Just been very, very busy lately, so looking forward to the show.
Good man. And Bez, good to see you. Sorry to hear your sad news earlier in the week, but the main thing is you're there in one piece looking beautiful. That's all that matters.
Thank you very much for your support and for everyone who's with us and helped me get through that tricky moment the last few days.
Yeah, sadly, this world can be a horrible place at times, but the main thing is you're there in one piece, mate, and that's all that matters. You know, other things you can get rid of a phone, and but life is more than important. And there he is, gorgeous George. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. Life's good. I'm actually enjoying the break for a little bit, to be fair. But yeah, I'm all good. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Yes, I mean, I'm not really enjoying the break of football. I even watched a bit of the Europa Conference League final last night, which was dreadful. I mean, I watched most of extra time, then went to bed at about 110 minutes. So obviously I missed a goal. You know, I've seen them. Well, I've seen them live so many times in the Champions League, and it's nice to see someone different win a trophy. So good on them. But anyone wants to send a message, feel free to say what you like. Like I said, the main theme is an end of season review. So any memories you have, your favourite game, your best player, or you just want to have a moan, just let it all out. This is what we're here for. You know, Bez will be going on one soon, hopefully. So that's what we want, Bez.
Don't
let it all out, mate.
Don't push it down. Yeah, I'm full of emotions right now.
It's terrible. I mean, the last few months of the season, I don't know about you all, but it was bloody stressful. It was just a roller coaster. Cheered on teams you didn't want to have to support, all in the hope that we could get to the top. But sadly, and they missed out just by 2 points. But they did very well, didn't they? They gave us all a good go, and we're very proud. That last game of the season, you know, at the final whistle, it was great atmosphere. Everyone was buzzing. So far, so close, but just not quite there yet.
Yeah, it was. There was a beautiful moment at the end of the match against Everton where, we knew the game was up. We knew that City were 3-1 up. We knew that the league was lost. But despite that, and it was something I was wondering. I think at how will the fans react. And it was just a spontaneous. It wasn't planned. It was a spontaneous standing up, literally at almost at the full-time whistle. The whole stadium stood up and sang the loudest version of "We've Got Super Mick Arteta" I've ever heard.
Yeah,
and you could feel it. Like you knew that the fans meant it, and it was just a beautiful moment. Considering it was like such a sad moment, essentially. So yeah, it was beautiful to see that. It was lovely.
Yes, you could tell the manager, Mikel Arteta, I think, was in tears, to be fair, when he was trying to do his interview. And it was a brilliant. And even at the start, I mean, most people will know my views on the North London Forever song. I'm not the biggest fan, controversial, I know. But when I'm at the game and I hear it, I do appreciate it. And at the start of that game, that's the loudest I've ever heard that as well. And the atmosphere was banging, and then Man City ruined it after 3 minutes.
Yeah, after 2 minutes, somebody let the air out of the balloon, and that was it.
That was that. But never mind. So let's get into it. So, yes, so we finished second with a goal difference of plus 62, winning 28 games, which is, I think, the most we've ever won in the Premier League season. Drew 5 and lost 5. We won 47 points at home. And 40, look at you, go on, and 42 points away. And, all in all, a magnificent campaign. I mean, you can pick at the bones. We all know the games that let us down. But, you compare it to last year and the year before that, we're just getting better and better and better, aren't we, Bez? And surely, the way we're progressing, it could only mean one thing for next year, and we're going to win the league.
Fingers crossed for that. Hopefully the way up. Hopefully lessons learned, as we say. A lot to take in, to be honest. A lot to take in. A lot of positives, where we say not negative this time out. Whoever says to us, we crumbled, we crumbled in other pressure. We kind of bottled it. Yeah, sure. Please do what you want to do. Please. People get, as I said in the previous podcast, people forget that Arsenal have suffered a lot in the last 5 years. For the life of me, stop pissing on parade. I'll say this again. You simply be a hidden Arsenal fan base across the world to see that we're succeeding. We are. We're progressing. Yes, is almost there. Well, you can't just ruin it for us. That's what hurts me even more. Going back to it, but right now, as a Gooner, I can simply say, on us, we did what we need to do near the end. We didn't crumble. We just kept going, and we had resilience to the very end. Which is nice to see and positive from the team throughout.
Yeah, definitely. And if you get all the feedback as well, George, I mean, even pundits, the people that last year were saying, we had blown it, blah, blah, blah. But this year, I think everyone's now realised how far we've come, how well we've done, and we're not going anywhere, and we're just going to get better and better.
Yeah, I don't. I think we've got to be proud of what we've done this season. Like you look at those points year in year out. Take Man City away, you win the league. That's how obvious it is. All this bottle jobs. I hate that word as it is. But I think you look at us last season to this season, and there's a massive. Like you could say, oh well, we lost it so it ruined it. But then Man City dropped points earlier in the season, so did we. So I just think, I think if we can get that striker and a proper number 6, there'll be games that just edge. And I honestly think we win the season.
No, I think a lot of people are thinking that. And you think as well, Ian, obviously they had that terrible Christmas run. But I'm right in thinking, from January to the end of the season, we dropped points in only 2 games. 2 games, one draw away at Man City and a defeat at home at Villa. I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that, which is absolutely ridiculous when you think about it.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that. I just this is off the Wikipedia page for Arsenal's season this season, and I have it here actually for the first for kind of the first 3 quarters, if you like, and you can see the yellows obviously are the draws and the pinks are the defeats. But you can see how the early, like the 2 games that will kill me this season, and like it's been an amazing season, and we'll probably name a few names who made mistakes, but I just want to be clear to say that these guys also contributed to us winning games in other games throughout the season. But the 2 games that will kill me are the Fulham at home game, where we were 2-1 up against 10 men. We were kind of not coasting, but we had the game in our control, and we gave away a cheap corner. Zinchenko gave away the ball cheaply, gave away a corner, and they scored from the corner. And then the second one is the Jorginho slip against Spurs. Again, 2-1 up, not coasting, but Declan Rice goes off at halftime injured. That kind of had a big impact on us. Jorginho comes on, maybe not fully up to speed. He stands on the ball. Son goes through. Ironically, he scores that time, but not against Man City at the end. And those 2 games for me, because we had the 3 points in our pockets, those are the 2 games that will kill me. But just to your point, Brooksy, yes, you look at since you look at the 20th of January there. We literally drew 1 and lost 1. How did we not win that league?
I know, it's ridiculous. I mean, the only the only supporters that can sympathise with us is Fenerbahce. Now, I work with a Fenerbahce fan, funny enough, and they finished on 99 points and still didn't win the league because Galatasaray got 101.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and their fans went absolutely crazy. They started writing.
They started smashing things up. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Yeah, we feel undone by, but 99 points and not win the league. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Christ,
it really is. Yeah, it is. It's just ridiculous. It's even more of a joke than ours.
With that Tottenham game, I agree with that. But the other one that I've not forgiven him for is Gabriel Jesus for that miss. Because I think,
oh yeah,
unforgivable for no. I'm your typical blind guy.
Is that the one where you 1-0 up towards and he smashed it over the bar?
Um,
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I think
No, I
we
think
were
it's the one who had
2-1
the
up at the
blinder.
time.
Sorry, I think it's the one who had
Maybe
the
1-0,
blinder.
maybe 1-0.
Okay. Forgot about that, but it's brought it all back to me now.
Yeah. But this is the thing. Like, aside from we're going to point to many little things like this, and this is why I said it's very important to say that there were other games where these players contributed, got winners for us, and won points. And then you have to look at, Luton away. You could say we were quite lucky to get that last minute. The last minute Declan Rice header. There were a few games like that where it was kind of 50-50 and they went our way. So it wasn't all doom and gloom in terms of that we were unlucky in certain games. There was a nice balance, I think.
Even Chelsea away. No way should we have drawn.
2-0 down, weren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good point, Georgie. Like we were dead and buried in that game, and Declan Rice bangs one in from 35 yards. Like it's crazy.
That's right. Even like in the early games, you look at that. Remember the Everton away 1-0. That was hard going, and Palace away 1-0. Even the opening game of the season, even though we started off so well, it finished 2-1. It was a bit scary near the end when they scored.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
First game.
I think up until Christmas, we were winning games without being brilliant, weren't we? We were just doing enough to get by, if you will, And you all knew we had it in us to go up another level. And bloody hell, did we, Bez?
One thing I'll say is don't remind Eric Ten Hag about 3-1 victory when they said, no, Garnacho should have been onside. I've literally heard that on and off the last 12 months of the season, like a fucking, excuse me, like a yo-yo, I'm like, man, get over yourself. You're going up, man. Come on.
Yeah.
He's like,
that's so funny all season.
I'm telling you, it became a meme as well. That's why I'm laughing about it now. It became a meme of his tenure, basically, so far.
It's amazing how he keeps bringing it out.
I know, right?
That could well be my favourite game,
Same. Oh my god, I was in the pub, man. I was like, oh.
What game to watch my roast dinner, but I nearly went across the room. And Declan Rice scored, what is that?
Was there any rice involved in your house at that time?
No, luckily, just roast potatoes. Luckily.
So no rice in the house,
No, not that day.
That Man United game, I was at that game and I took my phone out and started recording because I was trying to record the final whistle and the reaction of the crowd. But as I took my phone out and started recording, Jesus was just put clean through. So I got the goal recorded on my phone. It was amazing. The place just went mental. It was brilliant.
Yeah, it was quality. We did think then they were on the road to doing something special. That's for sure. So, in regards to how someone mentioned a striker earlier, so I'll play a quick quiz with you. So, who was Arsenal's top goal scorer this year in the league? Anyone know?
Trossard.
No, he is third with 12 goals.
Should have.
Sorry, George?
Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, George wins. You get a lap dance from me next time I see you. Congratulations. he scored 16 goals. Havertz is second with 13. And we'll go to him in a minute because now we're going to do the assists, which is pretty easy, I think. Who was our top assister?
Saka.
No, it's not. He's second with Declan Rice, who both have 8. Come on, who's number 1?
Havertz, no?
No, he's third with 7 assists.
It had to be Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, there we go. The man with the beautiful blue eyes. El Capitano. Yes, he has 11 goals and he scored 8 goals. 11 assists and 8 goals. But yeah, a special little mention for Kai Havertz. Because obviously, when we signed him, I'll be honest, I think most people will be. When we signed him, okay, we'll see what happens. I wasn't delighted, but I wasn't despondent like quite a few Arsenal fans were. Quick to throw him under the bus. It took a while to settle. They very nicely given that penalty against Bournemouth to get him going. And since then, he's just kicked on and it's become such a vital cog in the Arteta machine. 13 goals and 7 assists, and his all-round play and that brilliant theme, that chant everyone sings. And he's taken to the Arsenal team like a duck to water, and I think the fans are taken to him. And it's beautiful, Ian, isn't it? £65 million is an absolute steal now when you think what he's done, and he's only going to get better and better.
Yeah, and he's so young as well. Like is he 24? It's his first season, and he was so good. And I'm not gonna. This story is gonna sound like an I told you story, but I don't mean it this way. At the very start of the season, I was at the Forest game, and it was the first time I'd seen him. Obviously, he was brilliant in the Community Shield, but it was the first time I saw him in the flesh, and I saw a lot of people give him a bit of stick on Twitter. And I just sent a tweet out saying I don't know where all this kind of abuse is coming from. I thought Havertz was brilliant today because I could see bits of what he's doing now regularly, and even better. I could see bits of that in that game, and I thought this guy had, to my mind, had a really good game. And I got pelters on Twitter for it. One guy actually for about 6 weeks after every game, because Havertz did go through a little bit of a bad patch. He just kept tweeting me and saying, what do you think of him now? But in that Nottingham Forest game, the first home game of the season, I saw a little bit of what we came to love about him. And yeah, as you say, 65 million's a steal now.
It is really. And when I started off this, I completely forgot about the Community Shield. I didn't even mention it. The fact that we actually beat Man City on penalties, actually won something. Might be a silver tray, but we still won something. And I was very lucky to be there. George, I think you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
Were you there? Well, it was a great day, from what I remember. It was a good day. I was standing on tables and all sorts in the pub.
I was with.
It was a good day.
Yeah, me and Jack.
Yeah. That's right, yeah. So that was a great day in the house sunshine. It's just a shame Man United ruined it, really. And we won't have another.
I was just going to say
that's fine.
About Havertz. I'm kind of agreeing with it, but I'm going completely opposite as well. And I am saying, and I told you so. Amount of crap at the start. Oh, you're blind. You don't know what you're on about. So I think I had someone similar saying to me every week when Havertz was playing rugby, what do you think? I've done the same back. But I'd done it every single day. He blocked me after the 7th day. So I just think he offers a lot more than what people look at. Like there's a certain person who lives in Spain with his dressing gown couldn't even say his name. So I don't know. I don't understand the discourse on our play back and whatever. But before they've even played the game, they were so much abuse, and there was 60 million down the drain.
That's it. I mean, I've got a Chelsea fan at work, and he was gutted when they sold him to us. Because he was like, there's a really good player in there. When he was in Germany for Leverkusen, he was like one of the most sought after young midfielders going. So when they got him, and they paid about 90 odd million for him, I'm sure. It's so ridiculous.
They paid decent money.
Yeah, and obviously he did all right, but he scored the bloody winning goal in the Champions League finals. Not that many people have done that when you think of it. So you knew there was a player there, but obviously he just failed to settle at Chelsea. But this makes you laugh. About 10 minutes down the road, he's settled at the best part of London. Doesn't make you laugh. But then, you've got to give Mikel Arteta huge credit because he's seen the player, and he came out of a quote very recently. If he's like a poisonous apple on a tree or something, then it won't come anywhere near my team. Which is interesting. We think that we've been linked with Marcus Rashford, but we'll talk about that later. But all the rumours. I mean, I discovered a new player I'd never heard of today who plays for Feyenoord, and we've been linked with him. But yeah, But in the subject of obviously signings, we might as well discuss it now. So everyone's best signing, I'm going to be obvious. It has to be we got him off price. We got him off price. Declan Rice. We got him off price. I think it'll be him. You see him play for West Ham, and it was like the Euros over here when I first proper noticed him when he's playing for England. I thought, okay, yeah, he looks good. And West Ham, every time you watch him, he stuck out like a sore thumb, you know. But I had no idea how good he was. He's just brilliant. Just everything he does, he just works so hard. He scores goals. He assists. He can take a brilliant corner. He tracks back. He don't stop. He tackles. He does it all. I mean, it's crazy when you think £105 million can be considered a bargain. But if you were to sign him now, you'd be looking at double that. He loves it at Arsenal as well. He can't believe his luck, but he understands. He knows what the Arsenal is. Obviously, being with people like Saka and that, and Ramsdale, who's played with for England, he loves it. He loves the song. He loves the fans, and you know exactly what you're going to get with him, don't you, Bears? Every week, 110%, and he's a pure winner.
What can I say? The man just brings joy to my heart. When I saw him in that conference final for West Ham, I just thought, what did you play would be if I had him in Arsenal? It's like a wish come true, you know. You wish for something upon the stars, and then your wishes is granted. He's like a Vieira, a Lundberg, Odegaard, because Odegaard has been quite some time with us. He's like a complete midfielder / a forward play that is like, and a defender almost into one, like a man machine kind of thing. He's literally you put in that position, he's comfortable. You put in the middle, he's comfortable. You play up front, he's comfortable. The man can score a goal from any distance. The man can score can make an assist from any direction. It seems he can. I'll say this to Tottenham fans: you can rattle what you want. You can say to what you want to say about his girlfriend. The man does not take shit lying down. You literally you watch the flow with him, and you still he rises up to the occasion and he delivers what he did. The way he controlled that emotion. I'll tell you the example of the highlight for me. The way he got rattled, the way he got abused from the Tottenham fans. Because I saw the video filmed from a phone camera, and the way he just took it all up, he literally soaked it all up, and he's like, you know what? I made the assist. Here, guys, I'll celebrate. I was like, Declan Rice, man, you beautiful man. You clearly showed to me why we pay so much money for you. You simply showed to me what it means to be a modern day footballer, to set an example to some footballers out there, and I'm not saying names now right now, but simply to show to them, look, you play football, you play with a heart, we play for the fucking shirt that is Arsenal Football Club. You give it all, and he did. For me, just sadly, we couldn't finish up. The intensity that he gave us, this fire he gave us, as soon as he walked in the place, he enjoyed it with a smile on his face, head up high. Come from a club such as West Ham. Bear in mind they were going places, and then they started criticizing us, and then all that. Something, man, you got the money you wanted. Like, go over yourself. This is football. People will eventually move on. Like they do something in one club, eventually take the mantle, go somewhere else. And then all these jealous West Ham fans are all like, oh, this, all that. I'm thinking, please get over yourself. This is Monday football now. It's bound to happen. I mean, eventually.
Absolutely. And Ian, you think of some of the important goals he scored, obviously Man United at home right at the end, Luton Town, that header right at the end, more points. There's probably a few more goals I can't think of. Obviously scoring against West Ham. But yeah, I mean,
sorry.
he was never that prolific at West Ham, was he? I don't remember him scoring many goals for them. But it seems to be obviously the way Arteta plays him, if Jorginho party is behind him, he's able to push forward more. He seems to have more of an attacking license as well.
Yeah, it's something I didn't see coming with Declan Rice. We all thought that he was your bona fide number 6. And we knew that he had other skills, but I didn't know the goals were going to come. And as you and Bez have just said, he's so good at so many different things. I have a nickname for him. I call him the Swiss Army Rice, and he
I like
that.
He can do it all, and we're so lucky to have him. And if we, as Bez said, if we put him up for sale now, you're looking at 200 million pound easily. And yeah, and I was saying, yes, last night I was listening to the show last night, and I said that when we signed Declan Rice, it was the first sign for me that we became a really serious club again. When we signed him, it was a massive statement, because there's not a hope. If you'd have said to me the previous season that we'd be in the race for Declan Rice, when you had Chelsea, Man City, even Man United, would have been looking at him. If you'd have told me that we were going to sign him, not a hope. And it was it just showed me and the rest of us Arsenal fans that we had real intent as to what direction we were going. So yeah, just a huge sign, and I love him so much.
I mean, George, obviously I know your thoughts on Rice. Would you agree he was our best signing, or do you want to throw a few others out there? Because let's face it, all the players he signed, obviously Havertz and Raya, they were superb as well.
Yeah, I will say I obviously think Rice was our best signing of the season, but I do think David Raya deserves a lot of credit once again. Another player who got absolutely abused because everyone loves Ramsdale, but I think he done quite well. Like, he went into a team knowing that he had to dislodge the number one, who was a fan's favourite. That's no to do that. Yeah, he has made some mistakes, but tell me a goalkeeper that hasn't. I do think David Raya done really, really well as well. I think he got the Golden Glove, didn't he, as well? So
he did, yeah, which is, I can't remember the last time an Arsenal goalkeeper got that, to be honest.
It was Peter Cech was the last.
So I do
Arsenal
obviously with
goalkeeper.
Rice.
I can't stand Peter Cech.
Yeah. I'll crash it on it. I think like. I think I would probably say Rice player signing the season now.
Yeah, I think so.
What I'd love to say about David Raya as well, which bodes well for the future, and fair play to you, Georgie, for bringing him up, because he's been so important to us. But there was 2 games this season where he made mistakes, but recovered from them really, really well. The first one was, I don't know if you remember, at home to Man City. I think was it his first game? No,
I
it
was
wasn't
going to
his first
say,
game.
his first few games for us, he was very, very nervous because of all the situation, the big old media hoo-ha about it. How dare Arsenal change their keeper? And the pressure on him was quite ridiculous.
Was big. And do you remember the ball was played back to him against Man City, and he didn't clear it in time, and the Man City player, can't remember who it was, might have been Silva, got his foot to the ball and it hit the side netting. It could easily, like a couple of feet the other side, and it would have been a goal, and it would have been disastrous. And he was very wobbly that game, but went on to keep a clean sheet. He was very good after it. And then the Spurs game at the other end of the season, where he made that bad mistake, I thought he was sensational after that. I thought he was probably, he was our best player after that mistake. And lesser goalkeepers would have crumbled in that situation. I thought just those 2 moments, and it bodes well in the future that, and it's a lesson to us as fans that if he does make a mistake, not to be getting on his back, that he can still have a very good game thereafter,
And he does look like he's settled down. He looks like he's been playing for Arsenal for years, which is a real testament to himself. Right, what should we go with next? Let's get the miserable one out of the way first. Let's go for the biggest disappointment. I mean, I've had a few. Obviously, I think the Aston Villa League game, I think, if it's not that, it's the Bayern Munich game, or even just the Cups in general, because I can't remember the last time. The last time we won the FA Cup was like 4 years ago now, 2020. The last time we won it.
Yeah, it was 1920 season, yeah.
So, would you a cup run? I mean, I can't even remember who we went out in the Carabao Cup to. Who did we go out in that to?
It was Brentford, I believe.
No, we beat Brentford.
We beat Brentford and lost away to West Ham 3-1.
That's it. Yeah, this annoys me. I'm just thinking about it. And that Liverpool Cup game, that really, really pissed me off. I was calling for Arteta's head and everything after the game. I was absolutely furious. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, well, we were very unlucky in the Liverpool Cup tie. Number 1, we were very unlucky to draw Liverpool in the third round.
We were, yes.
But number 2, we outplayed them for the whole game.
We battered them, we just couldn't score.
Just gave away. Yeah, just got sucker punched twice. So, yeah.
It was annoying, but I think it was the Champions League was disappointing. I think we play Bayern Munich again. I think we'll beat them. I think there won't be so much pressure on us next year, which sounds silly because we're in it again. There's Arsenal been out of it for so long, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, people know what we're about now, so they'll be used to us having them there. Obviously, it's a completely different format next year as well. This weird league thing they're doing, which I don't know how it's going to go. It could be a real. It's going to be. Yeah, I just don't understand why they've changed it. In my opinion, I think they're going to muck it right up. But you never know.
I didn't realize. I was only listening to the Arscast Extra actually that that next season when we play the 8 games in that league, it's 8 different teams. It's not 4 teams home and away. It's 8 different teams. I didn't realize that until a few days ago. That's crazy. Now, on one hand, it sounds exciting, but it's going to be very strange to see. Well, it'll be interesting more so
And
than
they're still
strange to
going
see how.
to. Is there still going to be seedings? Because I ain't got. Yeah,
Yeah,
I said I just noticed
that's how they're going
32
to work it.
teams.
Yeah, that's how
We're
they're going to
put
work it out.
Okay.
From what I
Oh,
read as well, we're in pot two, Brooksy, in the end as well. So we're in pot two. That
okay.
means we could have slightly have a better start of it, and let's see how it goes down the end.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yes, I didn't realise we played 7 different teams either. So okay, that might be quite good then. But yeah, I suppose they had to try and do something. But
Yeah.
we shall see. But yeah, the Aston Villa League game. I mean, that's the most disappointing game. I remember being in the pub beforehand. Liverpool had lost to Palace. Everyone was getting very excited. It didn't occur to anybody that we were going to lose to Aston Villa. But Ian, I mean, first half was good. In the second half, I don't know what happened. It's probably the worst second half display we've done all season at the worst possible times.
Yeah, I was over in I was in Spain with 2 Liverpool fans during that day, and Liverpool got beaten by Palace, but thankfully I didn't go large on them, like slagging them. And then we played a really solid first half, and if
Trossard chance goes in.
Trossard had put that ball in the back of the net, maybe it'd have been different.
I think we would have won.
Yeah, I think we would have gone on to win. But to be fair, Aston Villa were very good in the second half. They deserved to win the second half, as it were. But even this is just to throw back a tiny little bit. Aston Villa away when we lost 1-0. I wonder what this only came to me earlier on. The game before that was the Luton 4-3, the Declan Rice header. And Arteta ran like about 2 feet outside of his technical area, and he was banned for that Villa game, the away game. And I just thought, I wonder would that have made any difference if Arteta had been on the sideline in that away game. But anyway, that was just a side thought. But yeah, the home Villa game was a tough watch because essentially that was the last time we dropped points, so you could just point directly to that and say, that's why we didn't win the league. That's too reductive, but essentially it is. It's very frustrating game.
It was. And George, what would you say the biggest disappointment for you was? Was it a game? Was it, was it fans? Was it a player? What was it?
Apart from my regular congratulations, you've been unsuccessful emails.
Yeah.
The one that made me the most angriest was probably West Ham at home on Boxing Day. I was absolutely fuming. How I didn't smash a chair up in that game, I don't know. I was just so angry.
We missed so many chances.
Yeah. And I agree with you, like the cups, that's a bit disappointing. We were unlucky against Liverpool. Like that was in that sort of time as when we couldn't score for our life as well.
That's right.
Yeah, Carabao Cup. I remember going to that game with Jonesy, and
Of course, you did.
Yeah, so one of us, someone we know, went, "All right, George," and apparently I completely thanked them because I. And then the biggest crime was I had to pay £13 for a chicken burger.
13 quid.
Yeah, and I was like,
was it nice? Was it nice,
yeah, it was decent, but I was like, if I have it without the salad, does it cost less? But,
Is it dressing, bro? Is it dressing?
Yeah, I didn't need to dress. But it's probably disappointment, and as a player, my biggest disappointment has been Gabriel Martinelli.
Yeah, it's a good chat. Yeah, he's had a frustrating season. That's for sure.
Yeah, he hasn't been his usual vibrant self. I think that injury he picked up away at Sheffield United was worse than people
Yeah.
think, or that the club let on, because he just wasn't the same after that. And he had a very good game that game, as far as I remember, and he was kind of building up, kind of had of steam. But then he just fell off a cliff after that. So I wonder, was that injury much worse than was let on? But I do agree, Georgie, that he didn't have the best season.
And yourself, Bez?
In terms of the game, I hate to bring it up because I'm trying to get over it in my head. But that Newcastle went away was painful to watch. I was watching with family. My sister was by my side. Might have said the C word a few times. Might have said the F word a few times. I'm usually around family. I'm very kind of muted, shall we say. That picture speaks 1,000 words, my friends.
Just angers me again. This yeah. I mean, again, if you want to pick at things, good old VAR, you just don't know if they want to go out. We go out the other end and nick a goal and win 1-0. We've won the league.
I can write a book about that game. Honestly,
It's just ridiculous. You look at that picture now, you just see his arms clearly pushing him in the back. You should have put that on there, Ian. This is good.
Sorry,
One
Brooksy.
thing I'll say,
mate. It's just
can-
ridiculous, though. It's just ridiculous.
Forgive me if I don't want to run, but forgive me if I say this in this way. What I love about Havertz matured in that game. He grew as an awesome player. I believe in that game. He clearly he went for that goal. He fouled the player. Yes, was not a great foul. He was about to get a red card. The way referee told him, keep your ground, don't react. He literally didn't react. He kept a completely poker face, completely didn't react. Some of the way, Kai, just don't overreact. If you react, you're screwed. You're going to team up. He clearly didn't react. He got yellow. And then there's this media people saying, could it be a red card? This time it could be a red card. I love Kai from the moment on. I didn't ever doubt him when we signed him. From that moment, I realized this man will realize that what it means to play for the Arsenal Football Club. He could have easily been sent off, could have easily been maybe reprimanded, because God knows, we'd have had that player. Yes, never nice to see. But the thing is, surely the players, Newcastle ones, did a lot more worse things in that game. Got away with murder, But that game just almost hurt me so much, even though it was just such early point of the season as well,
Yeah, that was annoying. And you're right about Kai Havertz. I mean, that challenge, and he's well up for it, if you will. That really endeared him to a lot of Arsenal fans. And you knew right then he was, well up for the fight. And, with regards to an earlier incident you might refer to, so Bruno Guimaraes, whatever he's called. Bruno G, everyone called him.
Be kind to him now, Brooksy, because he could be an Arsenal player next season.
I was just about to say that.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing yet over that.
There seems to be a possibility that he could be an Arsenal player, and obviously, if we're at the season, might as well talk about transfers now before we get to the player of the season. I mean, just today we've been linked with someone from Feyenoord, a left back called, but I wrote this down, Quillenshi Hartman. Now, I have never ever heard of him in my life. Apparently, we've got a very good chance to sign him. If anyone knows who he is, please enlighten me, because it means nothing to me. And is it the Leipzig striker Sesko?
Yeah.
According to that, it's got a very good chance of happening. Apparently, we've got a deal in the offering, and he wants to come. I mean, how true this is, I don't know. But about 4 or 5 different Twitter accounts have seen this on today. So I presume it's got a bit of legs.
There's more chance about Sesko joining because his agent was at the last 4 Arsenal games.
Oh,
so
brilliant. Okay, George.
Agent George. Sorry.
Yeah. Go on, no, it was. I mean, he's only 20. I mean, I did have a read up on him. Obviously, he's very tall, athletic, powerful. He can link up the striker, score goals. I mean, he sounds great, Basically, we need a striker. My concern is if we sign him and he's very young, does that mean we're not getting someone else? I don't know. We're guessing season. We're presuming the likes of Eddie Nketiah is going to leave, which means we have no strikers at all, because I don't really count Gabriel Jesus because he doesn't score any goals. So how can he be a striker? He's a possibility he might leave as well. I mean, I'd love us to start as 2 strikers. I'm not going to lie. I could get this Sesko. I'd love us to go big, because everyone's expecting us to go big in, and again, after Declan Rice last year, as you said, it's turned us into a serious club again. So you would presume they're going to spend a similar amount on another player. I mean, I could be wrong, and we're all presuming it's going to be. But obviously, if they get to Sesko, and apparently he's got a release clause of about £56 million, that could be quite a good deal.
Yeah, it could be. And just before I jump onto that, just want to say a quick shout out to G and Russ, who were on earlier on. And Tasha just says, "Hey, George," there as well. There's a message for you, Georgie.
What a lucky lady she is, George. Yeah. You've done well, Tasha. You've struck gold. Like Mo Farah.
So yeah, with Sesko again, I'm not I don't know a huge amount about him, but from looking at comps and stuff like that, he's a big guy with a great touch, great link up play. Could he be like the new Olivier Giroud, like who in my opinion is one of the most underrated Arsenal players of the last kind of 15, 20 years? And I think my cousin Mick will always say that he thinks Giroud would be a perfect fit in this current Arsenal team, and I agree with him. And this Sesko guy could be like a kind of the new Giroud, but the new and improved Giroud. But I've said on a few shows in the past that I genuinely know there's loads of names being bandied about in all sorts of different positions, but I'm not getting wrapped up in really wanting one over the other because I just have so much faith and trust in Arteta now that whoever he picks, I'm going to say, well, he's obviously the best man for the job, because I didn't think Havertz was going to be anything special with us. Like when he brought David Raya in, like we were all going crazy. It's been spoken about 1,000 times. But each time he's been correct, and so whoever comes in the summer, I'm gonna trust and believe is the right person to bring in. But that the Sesko kid, does look decent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what nationality is he. Is he Croatian?
No, where is he? No, I was going to say somewhere like
Slovenian or Slovakian. Is he that way?
Yeah,
should really know this, shouldn't we?
Just trying to work out if he's going to be in the Euros.
Yeah,
Okay.
Slovenian. Okay, so they're not in the Euros, I don't think.
But I was saying
they're as good as Ireland, aren't they, Slovenia?
That's a low blow, Brooksy. That's a low blow.
I'm really sorry.
That's terrible.
But no, I agree. We're terrible. We are terrible.
But that's what I'm saying. If he's not in the Euros, then yeah, his price won't go up, because we all know a player will come out of nowhere. I say come out of nowhere. People go, oh yeah, he's good, and then they'll have the most brilliant tournament, and all of a sudden everyone will want to sign this player, and it'll be the most sought after player ever.
The problem with,
as you said here, it will be exciting to see who we sign.
With that though, his price won't be able to go up that much because he's got a release clause. So
no, that's right, and that's the thing with Bruno G, as we call him, because apparently the only way he's leaving Newcastle if someone meets his release clause, and I have no idea how much that is.
85 million.
It's 85 million.
He's
a very good player. He's a little dickhead, but he's a very good player.
But even that don't make sense because they've got Newcastle have to sell because of FF.
I think
I can sit.
He's right, to be fair. He's correct.
It's just so I can see us going for Bruno and Sesko. They're the main two I think we'll go for. Because I remember to Liam on the transfer in January that we should go for Sesko. So I'm quite happy.
If we're getting around from Newcastle, Bez, I mean, I'd rather sign Isaac, to be honest. I want stuff for us.
Well, there's a lot to ponder, but something in me the last couple of minutes just thinking it's going to be like Euro 2008 again. Like we're just going to nitpick one of those players and just say, look, we want you. It could be like an Ushaving signing, like a marquee signing that just says to Arteta, you know what, he's the shining star in this Euros. Go ahead and buy him. So go and buy him. We'll support you. Just buy the right one, which we don't trust in him. Just buy him. Proceed the world. For me, personally, again, as I said last week, I would like it. The earlier we do it, the better we go to the summer, pre-season, and at least come back for the league. and all the squads around it together, and hopefully they just click as they did last season. Just keep going, and hopefully they just push on. Without even feeling the need to do anything crazy. Just be yourself. As I said the other few times, just play the feet of the pitch yourself. They know what they're doing. Other players, they're doing it. They were pushing. Can you imagine? We had almost 18 plus goals from set pieces, and still the media was like ridiculing. Oh, this is Arsenal. Oh, Arsenal are very physical now. I'm thinking a few years ago we criticized them being so weak. Now we're doing so good on them. There's nothing good about us. I don't understand what's going on with these haters.
No, it's typical, mate. It's always been the way. Bears, we can never ever win. But I think this summer, Ian, the ins and outs. I mean, I think it's going to be very busy. Obviously, last year we had quite a few wins, but not that many people that left. But I think this summer, I mean, I know a lot has been said about the squad depth, and that's what is needed these days to go for it on all fronts. But you look at the bench, and especially, in games, there's certain players that just hardly got a look in. You got your Nelson, who signed his new deal, hardly played. Nketiah signed his new deal, hardly played. Gabriel Vieira, recently signed, hardly played. Emil Smith-Rowe, hardly played. I can go on. There's a few more people. The people that are leaving, like Nenny and Cedric. But you go through the bench, and apart from like your Trossard / Martinelli and your Partey / Jorginho, and people like Kirill and Zinchenko and Jesus, they're strong bench players. But like the other ones are fringe. We presume they will leave. So say if 4 or 5 people leave, and 5 more people come in, or does he promote? I mean, I've heard that Ethan Imwaneri, who scored again tonight for England, by the way, in the under-18s or whatever it is. I mean, it looks like, from what I've been hearing, that they're going to promote him into the first team squad, which I think is going to be great because he looks a hell of a player. And the goals I've seen him score for England recently.
Yeah, and I think it's important that we promote Nwaneri because he'll go if he has a couple of more seasons. He's on Bukayo Saka's level as he was then, and Saka played for Arsenal when he was 17. He started breaking into the first team, and I think he can do the same. I think I've heard people speak, and I kind of agree with them that this season we potentially could drop our numbers in the squad, but increase the quality of the squad. So we could let 5 or 6 players go, but sign 3, maybe 4 high quality players. Because those players aren't getting minutes, as you said. You can't sustain that. Arteta obviously doesn't trust that level of subs. Like from, as you said, from Trossard and Partey came back recently. Like there's probably 2 or 3 players who he trusts, well, maybe 4 players to bring on. But after that, but you can see by the number of minutes that they got, he just didn't trust them. And I wouldn't be surprised if we let 5 or 6 players go, sell 5 or 6 players.
Remember another one, Lokonga as well.
Lokonga, you have all the people on, like Tavares, all these people on loan as well. But I don't think he's going to swap. If we sell whatever amount of players we sell, I don't think he's going to buy that amount of players back in. I think he needs to increase the quality of the players going into the squad who can then take on those minutes, because Saka's overplayed, Rice probably overplayed, Saliba's probably overplayed. We need players to take minutes off those. Odegaard, if Odegaard goes, we are screwed. If he gets injured, we are screwed. So he needs. I think that's what the overall plan will be. It'll be an overhaul. We'll get rid of a lot of numbers, but bring in slightly less numbers, but of a much higher quality. That's what I see happening. Whether it'll happen or not, I don't know.
I think the one player a lot of us agree on, George. I think we all want to stay, but we just don't know. Is Emil Smith-Rowe? I mean, he come on quite a few games this year, and he was. I mean, the Villa game was a good example. He was poor, really. He just didn't seem interested. But then the Everton game, he come on and he looked really, sharp. And he thought, this is the Emil Smith-Rowe we want to see. But I mean, for his own career, do you think he's going to leave? I mean, he clearly loves Arsenal, but he wants to play. I mean, if he was at another club and playing every week, he'd probably be in the Euro squad. I would have thought. We all know how good he is.
Yeah, I don't actually think he'll. I think he needs to be reassured and told what his future is with Arsenal. I think there's more chance Vieira going now.
You think?
Yeah. For me, it's Smith Rowe or Vieira, mate. Like one of them definitely goes this season.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Smith Rowe stay because I still think he can offer a lot. But it's like you just said, Brooks, it's not fair on him. He's 23, 24. He needs to be playing football regularly. I was having this conversation with Liam and Jonesy. Like, if someone comes in and says there's 45 million for Smith Rowe, you'd be stupid to reject it.
Yeah, you would.
But it does stay. But I do have to agree with Ian. I'm glad someone said that about the players going out and the players that are actually going to come in, because if you look at it, we've got a decent squad as it is. When everyone's fit, you look at how that bench was, but the massive level that drops when you see Kai Havertz coming off and you see Eddie Nketiah looking back on the pitch. As everyone knows, I'm a great fan of Eddie Nketiah.
Who isn't?
Yeah, but or even Saka comes off, Nelson. Like, say, just hypothetically, say they sell Nelson for an Elise. Like that's massive. Like, that's a massive level rise. So, or say they bring in Bruno Guimaraes, and you got Thomas Partey or Jorginho coming off the bench. So you haven't got we're not going to do what Man City have done. I don't mean the 115 charges. Oh, I
don't know what you mean, George. What do you mean?
Alleged.
Sorry, alleged. Even I can see that. So, but if you've got players like imagine if you had a Martinelli that was in form and you're bringing him off the bench to attack higher in back foot. So we've got the bulk there. You just need to add, like what Ian was saying, the 3 or 4 top players, which I think they'll do. Say we buy Benjamin Sesko, you got Kai Havertz coming on as another option, or even if you had Gabriel Jesus as a third option. We know he ain't score goals regularly, but you never know. I just think they're not going to go out and buy. They're not going to go and buy to replace and then add to it. I just think with Smith Rowe, if they can get him clicking, there's your Martin Ødegaard backup.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and as Liam says in the comments there, it's time for ESR to play football. It's the only way we're going to integrate him back in is to give him minutes. Whether Arteta will do it or not, I don't know. It's one of the most interesting facets of the outgoings this season is whether Smith Rowe will stay or go. I know
they're due for talks.
Yeah, and it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And my complete hunch based on not what I hope happens or want to happen is my hunch is that he'll go, but I'd be very happily proved wrong. Be very interesting to see how that one goes.
No, will. No, time is almost upon us, and George has got to go soon because he's wrestling Jonesy in a minute. So it's on pay-per-view apparently. I'm watching. Right, player of the year. I mean, yeah, so would I. Have a great time. I'll go front row seats. So player of the year, Bears. I'm going to go you first.
Well, no pressure, mate. No pressure.
I mean, the thing is, Bears, there's so many to choose from this year. That's what I will say. How good we've been this year is a testament. I can think of about 6 or 7 players. I go, they're player of the year. And then we'll go, yeah, you know what? You're right.
Well, okay. It's a difficult choice, but I have to say Declan Rice. The way he just sparked into life with this team and the way he just gave us new belief. What can we do with with an amazing midfield, shall we say?
Yeah, no, great choice. George?
I was gonna give a stupid answer, so I was gonna go Cedric because I don't think he did.
He's getting a statue.
Mate, he ain't put a foot wrong, has he? Really, he walks the dog. Photo. like we're running out of dog walkers. Like obviously me, the Cedric's gone. So, but anyway, my real answer is I'm going to be a bit controversial and go for Gabriel.
Yeah, no, great choice. And again, as I said to Bez, you could have. I think we could have 4 different ones. You know. Yeah, Gabriel's been brilliant. I mean, as people bang on about Saliba, and rightly so, I do think Gabriel's had a better season.
Yeah,
I think he's been absolutely superb. I think he's brilliant. Yeah, no, I agree. Ian?
Yeah. Like I mean, you can't argue with Rice. You can't argue with Gabriel. Like as you said, Brooksy, you could name nearly the whole team. But for me, I think of who would we miss the most, and who has the biggest influence on this team.
You'll have him all one.
And yeah, for me, it's Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, I agree.
He's just unbelievable. He's sensational. I've said it before. He is our everything. Everything goes through him. He's complemented, obviously, with so many great players around him. But for me, Martin Odegaard is our player of the season.
Yeah, I totally agree. Just his beautiful blue eyes. I'm in love with him, man. I can't deny it. Yeah, I just think he's on a different level. I just think he's just £30 million, just obscene.
Yeah,
more and more by the day. It's just a phenomenal, brilliant player. And as a captain as well, I have to say. I mean, Tony Adams has always been my number one, and Vieira. But I think as a captain, I think he could well become one of the all-time Arsenal great captains, because it's just brilliant what he does with the fans and the players, and he's got everyone dancing to his little tune. And the longer he's captain with Arteta as manager, it's only a matter of time before he's lifting another trophy.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And that lovely happy image, I think we're going to leave it there, I think, because George has got to go and get greased up. So, good luck, George. Hope you win.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you everyone for coming on. Thank you everyone for all the messages. Thank you everyone that's taken the time out to watch my show on a personal level for the first time this season. It's been quite short and brief because we only just got there. But we've got there for the good times and the bad times. Ian, thank you personally for your little help with your magic laptop. Bez, for always coming on. I think you're my ever present. And yes, I hope everyone has a lovely summer. It's rather boring when there's no football on. Hopefully England will do something in the Euros. And you've got the Olympics. And then the football's back on again. Yay!
The fixtures are out on June 18th.
Oh, there you go. Oh, lovely. Nice. Good stuff. Yeah. Oh, lovely. There's always something to look forward to. And the general election. Me.
That's even more nicer.
Yeah, we won't go down that road.
No politics. No politics.
No, God, no. But
not now.
happy Arsenal. Have a lovely summer, everybody. Thank you very much, and good night.